It started in small suburban crags outside San Francisco and Los Angeles. On their quest for first ascents and virgin rock, the climbers explored ever deeper into the mountains of California until they landed in Yosemite, bound by glacier-carved walls of vertical rock.
Just acres of beautiful granite, absolutely smooth and steep. It almost made a believer out of me. Must be a God who could make something like that.
It was a place that we could live out adventures.
Gathering in Yosemite Valley was a group of climbers who would go on to etch their names in the history of these walls. Guys like Robbins, Ivon Chouinard, Steve Roper, and Chuck Pratt.
We were hardcore, really devoted climbers trying to raise the standards, push themselves.
Using steel wedges called pitons to ascend the cracks, and plotting routes up the faces.
Gear had evolved, the techniques were in place.
When you're free climbing, you're using your hands and feet on the rock.
You have to stuff your fingers in the cracks, smear your toes, periodically placing protection.
Only use your rope to catch you if you fell off.
You're looking up at small holds and not sure if you really have the strength. Being a stone master meant that you had to climb like it's your last day on Earth. And you had to smoke lots of weed.
The idea of devoting your life to climbing didn't exist anywhere else.
We have a purpose. Climb hard, put up good roots. Only through climbing can you find yourself. Bullshit like that.
None of us expected to ever have a job.
In the early 1970s, a fresh crop of climbers began to trickle into Yosemite.
When I was just a kid, they said, "Kid, don't you cry."
Right around 73 or 74, we started coming to the valley.
In Camp 4, we started all connect as a group.
We were a little cocky tribe.
We just came on the scene.
We were young, wild.
And we felt we were the best.
These new guys coming in and claiming better than us.
Well, I think they were doing the right thing. I was pretty stoked. They were pushing the limits and also really pissing off the entrenched status quo.
Sex, drugs, rock and roll, climbing.
Living on the naked brink of society.
Camp 4 was a dirty, filthy mud hole. It was paradise.
We camped together. We trained together. We climbed together.
Somehow we came to this beautiful place, and it connected us.
Kind of a magical, real special time to be in Yosemite climbing.
We were in Utopia. We were basically the kings of Utopia.
We were hardcore, really devoted climbers trying to raise the standards, push themselves.
And we'd go do a big wall, sleeping at the base of the climb before. I was scared shitless.
You think about that night, think about every single thing that can possibly go wrong. And then starting out on a giant wall like that, the exposure is unimaginable.
The rope isn't very thick to begin with, but when it holds you and you're swinging 2,700 feet above the ground, gets your attention, makes your heart beat.
Balls out stuff, way the hell up there. Like going to the moon or something.
In the early 90s, Lynn Hill returned to her stomping grounds in Yosemite with an audacious vision.
I wanted to be the first person to make an all-free ascent of the nose on El Capitan. It's the most historic, famous big wall climb in the world, and it seemed like the best culmination of all of my skills as a climber.
Until now, every party that went up the nose had aid climbed the route, hanging on their gear to reach the top. A free ascent of the nose would mark the ultimate fulfillment of the free climbing revolution launched by the Stone Masters in the 70s.
Free climbing the nose was a prize. All the most visionary climbers kept trying it and going after it. They wanted it. And here's Lynn, and she crushes it. Oh my God. It was groundbreaking, earth-shattering, and it was a woman.
It goes, boys.
Lynn Hill's nose climb sent shockwaves around the world, a catalyst for a new generation of climbers to make the pilgrimage to Yosemite.
A lot of characters started coming into Yosemite Valley in the mid-90s.
Oh no, it's 10 times bigger than we thought it was.
Yosemite was like the big promised land, this legendary place.
Soon, a critical mass of ambitious young climbers had revived the dormant valley scene. A group that over the next 15 years would keep Yosemite on the cutting edge of modern climbing.
Yeah, I guess I was obsessed with climbing. I mean, I wouldn't call it obsessed, it's just that I just loved climbing more than anything else.
Unleashed on the valley walls, Honnold made an immediate impact.
This kid Alex is really a step up.
Alex has made his most indelible mark in the realm of free soloing, taking the ropeless discipline to bigger and more difficult routes.
Part of the appeal of soloing is just the physical challenge, like the fact that you really have to climb well to make sure you don't fall off. Then part of it is just being in the position of being a tiny little dot on a huge ocean of rock. Totally by yourself, on this big, uncaring face. The challenge is to feel in control enough that even though you're in a very dangerous position, you can enjoy the experience.